G'day playmates, and welcome to another vid on DCS. Just recently I've been having a look at the Frogfoot, which is the free to fly and fight aircraft you get with DCS 1.5. It's the only combat available aircraft, the other one being the North American Mustang, the P-51, that's not weapons. Doesn't have the weapons. You can only just fly it. So I'm going to put a server up. And I'm going to put a weapons training mission up. And we're going to perform a SEAD mission, suppression of enemy air defences, which the Frogfoot does reasonably well, which will be the first part of the mission. So we'll be looking for enemy radar. Once we've taken the enemy radar out, then we can go in with our air-to-ground weapons and not worry about SAMs. Okay, so I'm going to take this one. The objective is weapons training with a wingman, but I'm flying this solo. I'm going to perform a SEAD mission first in order to neutralize enemy radar, and once I've done that, I've got waypoints for trucks and vehicles, soft targets, infantry fighting vehicles and armored personnel carriers, tanks, and active anti-air in the form of AAA. And we're going to be taking off from Coboletti. Okay, so the first thing we'll need to do is load up, and we'll be looking at the guided missiles. We'll be looking at the KH-58, which is a medium-range anti-radar air-to-surface missile. Got a range of up to 70 kilometers. We'll be taking a couple of those on pylons 5 and 7. And then we'll be taking the KH-25 MP, which is the medium range, up to 25 kilometers, and we'll be taking 2 or 4 of those. Okay. So let's bring up the loadouts. Okay, so our loadout's going to consist of 2 KH-58s, which are the longer range anti-radar, and 4 of the 25 MPUs. Then we're going to take an MPS 410 countermeasures pod, and then we're just going to fill the rest of the pylons up with air-to-air, short and medium rockets, and that should do us. We'll just get the crew to load them up.
Copy.
Okay, those are the big ones, and then the smaller ranged ones. A couple of those on each wing. Air-to-air.
Rearming complete.
Okay, all right. All right. So now that rearming's done, dead easy. We just basically throw 3 switches to get started up. First of all is the electrical switch, and then we'll get ATC to give us startup permission. Request startup.
Cobble Eddy, in field 1-1. Request startup.
Enfield 1-1. Cobble Eddy, cleared for startup. Wind 340.
Okay.
2 meters per second.
Start up the left engine. That's beginning to spool up. And you could see that I've actually got the English mod in place. Takes all the cryptic Russian stuff out, replaces it with English. Start up our second right motor. And also I've got the English hood as well. Okay, just wait for these engines to settle down. Close the cockpit. And request taxi.
Cobble Eddy, in field 1-1. Request taxi to runway.
I put the instrument panel lights on as well.
Enfield 1-1. Cobble Eddy, clear to taxi to runway 7.
Okay, while I am doing this, I'm going to drop the flaps 1 notch down for takeoff. Yep. Okay, and spool up to 60% and roll out onto the taxiway. So although this aircraft is a non-clickable cockpit, there's actually still lots to do in it, and I've assigned, I think, round about over 35 keyboard presses to various things on my Warthog Hodas. And I do have some waypoints programmed. Waypoints 1, which is ingress, 2, which is soft targets, 3, which is IFVs, 4, which are the tanks, and then 5, which is the AAA, 6 is egress, and 7 lines me back up for Cobbletti. I'm actually going to use those in the second part of the mission. For the first part, essentially what I'm going to do is I'm going to fly out west to the coast. Once I get over water, I'm going to then head north and see whether I can pick some mud spikes up. Okay, and just before we ask permission for takeoff, I'm just going to show you the skin that I'm using. It's a notional US marine skin. For the carrier Carl Vincent. See the Navy markings. All right. We'll get permission for takeoff.
Caballetti, in field 1-1. Request takeoff.
Enfield 1-1. Caballetti, you are cleared for takeoff when ready. Climb 300 at QFE 753.57.
Okay, lined up and just left it a little bit more. Okay, so I'm just going to hold the brakes and spool up to 80%, and my rotation I'm looking at around about 250 to 270 kilometers an hour. Start pulling back on the stick. Gear up. Just turn away from the sun. Flaps retracted. And we're going to head out to the west, 270 degrees. And aim for around about 2,000 meters height. Okay, leveling out at 270. Yeah, get some height. Okay, and already on the RWR, there we've got a mud spike at 3 o'clock. Just get to the height that I want, and then put the automatic pilot on, and then we'll have a good look at that. Alright, I'll begin to level out now. Autopilot on, straight and level. Yeah, and we'll have a look at this mud spike. Okay, as I say, it's 2 hour 3 o'clock. Medium range, the letter M, and it's round about 50 to 60% strength. So it is somewhere over in that direction. Maybe to the left of that mound in the foreground. So we're going to get out to sea a little bit first. Okay, we'll turn the autopilot off and head north now. Spikes move to 2 o'clock. So we might look at setting the HUD up for anti-radar. So we'll put on our infrared countermeasures because although we can hunt down radar spikes, we have no way of detecting infrared, so that's always a danger. And our ETS Phantasmagoria pod has now been activated and has given us a cursor that we can move for targeting. So I'm thinking that the enemy radar lies somewhere over there, so I might get parallel, or rather get that river over there off to my 3 o'clock, and then make a turn to run down that river. Okay, what I might do is switch from my 2 long range to my 4 short range. Actually no, I'll switch back to the long range. Okay, turn in. See what we can pick up. Yeah, okay. Already we're picking a spike up. And a CS spike, which is an SA10. Switch to short range. As you can see, we've got the 25 MPUs selected up in the HUD. Might switch on my... Oh, we got another spike. Okay, we got a short range spike here. Got a launch authority on it. Rifle 1, Rifle 2, and we're going to turn away from that. Might put some chaff and flare out while we're turning. It was somewhere over there. Alright, we'll turn back seaward. We'll turn back in again on that short range spike. which was somewhere over to the left of that estuary. Okay, looks like that short range spike's been taken out, so I'm going to switch to long range and then line this CS up. Okay, we've got a launch authority for that. It's coming down to 30 kilometers away. I'm going to wait till it gets to about 30 kilometers. Always a danger of getting taken out by IRs over land. Okay, I'm going to rifle 1. I'm going to rifle 2. And I'm going to pull off. We've still got our beeping, but we do have a bit to travel. Let's turn back in again. And we got nothing on radar at the moment, so I suspect our SAM targets have been taken out. Just make sure. We'll just overfly the coast and then make a 360 to check. All seems quiet at the moment, so let's do our 360. We'll do it fairly shallow so that we can pick radar up. Okay, so far so good. Okay, that'll do it. Let's head home. Okay, so we need to switch from en route to return, showing us airport number 13, which is Cobaleti. And 60 odd kilometers away. So we'll go back down the coast. Okay, now we're over the sea. I am going to jettison my missiles. I'm just going to hang on to my air-to-air. Okay. And the reason why I've jettisoned those heavier weapons is to make landing a little bit easier. Damn the expense. Once we get to about 25 kilometers out, we'll contact it is C, Coboletti, and report inbound.
Coboletti, Enfield 1-1, inbound.
Enfield 1-1. Coboletti, fly heading 167, Fort 12, QFE 753.57, runway 07, to pattern altitude.
Okay, so 167, we're on about 164 at the moment. I think that'll do us. Yep, there's the airfield. Okay, I'll begin turning in from it to it, and we'll drop our speed. The air brakes up. Get to about 450 and we'll put the gear down. And the flaps for landing. And we might now drop our anti-air.
Enfield 1-1, cleared for visual, contact tower.
Coboletti, Enfield 1-1, request landing.
Yep, there's the outer marker. View pin.
Enfield 1-1, Coboletti, check landing gear. Wind 340 at 2 meters per second. Runway 07.
Start to throttle back. Inner marker. Okay, we'll drop the throttle back. Okay, we're down. Deploy the drogue chute.
Enfield 1-1. Taxi to parking area.
Okay, so we'll air brakes down, flaps up. Look at the drogue chute. And we're all good for taxiing to parking. Once we get to parking, we're going to power down and then get the air crew to do a weapon loadout for ground attack targets now that the radar's been hopefully all taken out. Okay. Keep it open. Power down. Okay, there you go, playmates. That's the first half of this vid done. The second half will be showing the ground attack capabilities of the Frogfoot. Okay, until then I'll catch you soon. Okay, thanks for watching, bye.